When you make a movie, the biggest desire is to connect to people. When they're emotionally connected, when they're moved, when they're curious about it, it's what you hope for. You hope for that communication with an audience. It's the work I find so interesting, and getting to play different characters and be different people and have these sort of like mini insights into other people's lives, which is kind of the greatest thing about being human, is imagining someone else's life and feeling empathy with them. It's very similar to many people's experience of saying they hear their voice on like a message machine or something, and they're like, oh, I don't love watching myself. I'm too curious after the process of making a film not to watch it at all. I usually see it once and then never again. I am interested by the mix of having to be quite thick-skinned to all of the scrutiny and criticism, and then having to be emotionally vulnerable with the work. I really don't look at anything like that. I don't seek it out. Of course, you come across it by accident sometimes, or people will come up to you and be like, don't pay attention to what they're saying. And you're like, what are they saying? My mom and my dad are the biggest role models, I think. You know, when you're lucky enough to actually get to live with people who are good people and observe them every day, it's of course the most close-up modeling you can have. I can't say that anyone has influenced me more than them. There are people I look to in my life who I've met, who I've worked with. Mike Nichols was a great mentor to me, and I think about all the time still. I always hear his voice in my ear. I think that when you're a mother, you don't really have the luxury of just like, I'm gonna be in character all the time, because like, my kid would not put up with that. He'd be like, stop doing that voice. But I think it's a really good balance to have in life, because you do your work, which is, you know, in this case, extraordinarily emotional and heavy, and then you go home and you get to return to sort of like a beautiful, beautiful world.